Welcome to this new video on the Reddit Storylane. Our whole family was planning a vacation together, but when my husband's childhood friend Bianca found out about it, she begged to join us. Without hesitation, Leonardo canceled my plane ticket and gave it to her, arranging for me to take a 36-hour train ride in a hard seat. I looked at my in-laws, and to my surprise, they all supported my husband's decision. So, I followed the plan, took my train ticket, and headed west. I stayed away for 3 months, and the entire family panicked. It was rare for my husband to take a long vacation, so our family had decided to take an extended trip together. I had started planning 6 months in advance, choosing destinations, creating an itinerary, and booking everything. Since no one in the family was particularly involved, I took care of the flights, hotels, meals, and activities. I didn't mind doing all this work as long as everyone was happy. Flights were hard to book, so I bought tickets for the whole family early on. When my sister-in-law mentioned that she'd never traveled in first class, I even paid out of pocket to upgrade everyone's tickets. A little before our departure, my husband suddenly told me that Bianca had heard about the trip and wanted to join us. "Our flight is full, so you'll have to take the train. I've already bought your ticket," he said, sending me the e-ticket via WhatsApp. "What does this mean?" I asked. "This was supposed to be a family trip, and now you're bringing Bianca?" "If Bianca wants to come, I have to bring her. She's practically part of the family," Leonardo replied. I was furious. "When my sister asked to join us, you were clear it was a family trip and didn't want outsiders. But now, when Bianca wants to come, you immediately say yes?" "Your sister is your family. Bianca is different," he said. "We're closer than family. She's practically part of it." I laughed in disbelief. "I bought these plane tickets months ago. Why do I have to take the train?" "There weren't any seats left on the flight, so I refunded your ticket and bought one for Bianca. The only option for you was the train," Leonardo said, shrugging indifferently. I looked at the e-ticket he sent me. It was for a hard seat on a 36-hour train ride. "So you bought a first-class ticket for Bianca while I'm stuck in a train seat for 36 hours? I asked, incredulous. He smirked. "Didn't you say you loved admiring the scenery from the train? Here's your chance to see everything." I turned to my in-laws. My father-in-law quickly looked away, and my mother-in-law tried to console me. "Camila, Bianca and Leonardo have been friends since they were kids. They have so much to talk about. It makes sense for them to sit together. Just bear with it for now. We'll all reunite once you arrive." My sister-in-law, Julia, added, "Big sister, Bianca is delicate. She could never endure such a long train ride. You're strong and healthy. You can handle it." I laughed bitterly. It was clear that Bianca was the real daughter-in-law in this family. Leonardo frowned. "It's just a train ride. It's not that bad. Bianca is practically family. It's only fair to make sure she's comfortable. Can't you be a little more generous and set a good example?" At that moment, the doorbell rang. Julia rushed to open it. It was Bianca. "Bianca, you're here! I was waiting for you!" Julia said excitedly as she dragged Bianca's 2 large suitcases inside. "Oh, Bianca, I missed you so much. If you hadn't gone abroad, you could have married my brother, and we'd all be one family," Julia exclaimed, hugging Bianca. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law took Bianca's hand. "Exactly. I've always thought you and Leonardo were the perfect couple. In my heart, I've always seen you as my daughter-in-law. No one else compares to you." They said this openly, right in front of me, without a shred of shame. At that moment, my heart turned cold toward this family. Although Bianca and Leonardo had been childhood sweethearts, when Leonardo's family faced financial difficulties, she left the country without hesitation. I was the one who helped the Oliveira family repay a $500,000 debt. In gratitude, Leonardo married me. I had given so much to this family. But despite everything I had done, they continued to treat me like an outsider. I had had enough. That night, I made a decision. While the family laughed and enjoyed themselves, I silently packed my essentials, left my wedding ring on the dresser, and walked out the door without looking back. The next morning, I contacted my lawyer to begin divorce proceedings, transferred money from our joint accounts, and canceled Leonardo's access to them. I also initiated the process of reclaiming the house I had purchased with my own money. When Leonardo finally reached me through his father's phone, he pleaded, "Camila, what are you doing? You can't just disappear like this." I laughed coldly. "Leonardo, be grateful I tolerated this for so long. Enjoy your new life with Bianca. It's over." Leonardo was stunned into silence. For the first time, he realized that I wasn't the meek, accommodating wife he had taken for granted all these years. His voice wavered as he tried to appeal to my emotions. "Camila, you're overreacting. Let's talk this through. We've been married for years. You can't throw everything away just because of one misunderstanding." "One misunderstanding?" I said, my voice icy. "This isn't a misunderstanding, Leonardo. It's a culmination of your indifference, your family's disrespect, and your blatant disregard for me as your wife. You replaced me with Bianca without a second thought. You made it clear where I stand in your life, and it's nowhere near your priorities." I hung up before he could respond and blocked his number. Over the following weeks, I focused on rebuilding my life. I rented a small but cozy apartment in a different city and threw myself into my work. I had always been good at my job, and now, without the burden of Leonardo and his family weighing me down, I felt freer and more capable than ever. Meanwhile, back at the Oliveira family, Leonardo's family was in chaos. My abrupt departure had thrown them into disarray. Bianca, who had basked in the family's adoration, found herself caught in the middle of the turmoil. "Leonardo, you said Camila would come back after cooling off. It's been weeks. She's not coming back," Julia complained one evening. Leonardo paced the living room, his face pale. "She's just angry. She'll come around. Camila's always been forgiving." His mother shook her head. "You don't understand women, Leonardo. Camila left her wedding ring. That's serious." Bianca, sitting primly on the couch, finally spoke. "Leonardo, maybe it's for the best. Camila was always too uptight. You deserve someone who understands you, someone like me." Leonardo turned to her, his expression unreadable. "Bianca, this isn't about you. Camila is my wife. I didn't think she'd take this so far." His father, who had remained silent until now, spoke gravely. "Leonardo, Camila was the one who saved this family when we were drowning in debt. Have you forgotten that? Without her, we would have lost everything. You owe her more respect than this." For the first time, Leonardo felt the weight of his actions. He realized he had pushed away the one person who had always been in his corner. His attempts to reach me were futile. Every message went unanswered, every call ignored. He tried contacting mutual friends, but they refused to get involved. My new life. I wasn't interested in looking back. My lawyer informed me that the divorce was proceeding smoothly. Since the house was in my name, reclaiming it was straightforward. I also ensured that the financial arrangements were in my favor. Leonardo would soon learn what life without my support truly meant. One day, as I was settling into my new routine, I received a message from an unknown number. It was Julia. "Big sister, please come back. Leonardo is miserable without you. Bianca's presence has caused so much tension in the family. We need you." I laughed at the irony. The same people who had treated me like an outsider were now begging for my return. I didn't respond. Not long after, my lawyer informed me that Leonardo had filed an objection to the divorce, claiming he wanted to reconcile. I was furious. I immediately called him. "What is this, Leonardo? You think you can stop the divorce just because you've decided you want me back?" I demanded.